In Class AA, every team and every community is hungry for a championship. Of the 4 teams to make it to Charleston this year, only Winfield and Kaiser have championships to their names. However, the last time the Golden Tornado celebrated a title, Richard Nixon was president, and the price of gas was 34 cents a gallon. Kaiser has only been to the state tournament one time since then. That was 1969. 1997 was their last tournament appearance. The Golden Tornado fell in the semifinals to Oceana. That is until this year. The Golden Tornado ended its 26-year drought, led by a pitching staff that sports a 2.9 ERA and an offense to match. Shady Spring is back in the tournament for the second straight year and the third time since 2019. But the ultimate prize has proved elusive for the Tigers. Shady Spring finished runners-up in 1987 and 2004. They feature their own formidable pitching staff, anchored by Fairmont State commit Cameron Mans, who can overpower opposing hitters and leave offenses frustrated. One of these teams will take the next step toward ending the decades-long droughts and bringing a championship home. Kaiser and Shady Spring for the final spot on Championship Saturday as the 2023 state championships continue.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Good evening. My pleasure to welcome you inside Go-Mart Ballpark. Dave Wilson, Luke Wiggs, and Fred Persinger will be along shortly. Well, Kaiser and Shady Spring will battle for the final spot in Championship Saturday. The Kaiser Golden Tornado, 20 wins this year, 6 losses. Kaiser rolled through the sectional and in the regional got off to a great start, beat Oak Glen 10-1, had to go to New Manchester, lost that game 2-0, but ask Coach Scott Rohrbaugh, and he'll tell you that was a bit of an anomaly. When they got him back home, took care of Oak Glen 9-3. For Shady Spring, the Tigers are back in Charleston after a disappointing loss to eventual Class AA champion Logan a season ago. They're anchored by Cameron Mans, the Fairmont State commit. He will be on the mound tonight. The Tigers simply rolled through the postseason. They beat Pikeview in 2 games in the regional to sweep that series, outscoring Pikeview 29-2. We'll hear from both the head coaches coming up in just a bit, starting with Kaiser's head coach, who we'll hear from in just a little bit. We'll hear first from Scott Rohrbaugh. We'll hear first from coach of Shady Spring, Luke Wiggs, had the opportunity to visit.
A little bit of a familiarity with this ballpark. Back for the second time in as many seasons. Is that maybe a little bit of an advantage for your team?
I think so. Looking at it, these guys, the teams that we're playing, none of them's been here in a while. Some since like 80s, 90s, stuff like that. But new turf, it's an open field. Logan, they were defending Chase champions. They're out, so the field's open. We're excited, and with Cam on the mound 2 years in a row, we're hoping to get this win to get the state championship.
I hate to manifest this, but the heat is certainly going to be a factor, maybe the sun as well. Anything different that goes into preparation? It's going to probably be 85 degrees at first pitch.
We stayed at Chick-fil-A a little longer at the end of the AC and made sure these guys got some water and stuff like that. But all in all, we get the night game, so the sun will go down eventually. We're excited about being here. The community's out, and we're just hoping to get to the state championship.
Well, 2 things I saw when I was researching your ball club: steal a lot of bases. It seems as though you've got some pretty good plate discipline. You walk a lot. It seems as though you guys have a handful of different ways you can manufacture runs.
Yeah, and that's what I teach is if we get on base, we're going to steal, we're going to fake bunt steal, we're going to do all the things we need to do to get in runners in scoring position. And then when we're at the plate, I tell them you get 3 strikes for a reason. Why do you swing at the first one if it's not there? Stuff like that. The guys execute well. Here recently we've been hitting the ball well, so hopefully we can keep it up.
Your familiarity with Kaiser then, over the last couple of days of preparation, what are you expecting from them?
They're a very good hitting team. They got 4 guys batting over 400. Cam's going to have to dial it in and pitch his game. pitching-wise, they got 2 guys throwing over 80s. They got some good guys throwing strikes, a lot of off-speed. So we've looked as much as we could, but all in all, they haven't seen us. We haven't seen them, so we're excited.
Well, lastly, Coach, like you mentioned, familiarity with the ballpark, familiarity with Cam throwing at this ballpark. A little bit of a mixed bag the last time he was here last season. What needs to change second time around for you guys to get the victory?
Yeah, and that's what I said earlier this week is I think he felt a lot of pressure last year because he had to beat Logan. They were defending state champs, and there's a lot of pressure on him. But this year, he's cool, calm, collected. He's laid back over there talking to his family. He's ready to go, and hopefully with the turf, doesn't mess up with the mound and stuff like that. But I think the nerves are gone with the state championship in basketball, stuff like that. I think the nerves are gone, but you never know.
Well, thank you, Coach. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Kaiser is the county seat of Mineral County, located at the north branch of the Potomac River at its juncture with New Creek in the eastern panhandle. Throughout the centuries, the town went through a series of name changes. It was first called Pattytown for Patrick McCarney, an Irish immigrant who came to then Hampshire County, Virginia, a little after 1740. Eventually, a community developed which was known as the Irish Settlement, but ultimately it was named after William Kaiser, an official with the B&O Railroad. Notable natives include John Edward Kelly, who was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor for his service in World War II, and former Major League Baseball player and now ESPN analyst John Kruk grew up in Kaiser. From Kaiser come the Golden Tornado to Go-Mart Ballpark. Located in Raleigh County, Shady Spring is a community named for a flowing water source that was noted by many who passed this site throughout history. Future President Rutherford B. Hayes was one of those who stopped by during the Civil War and wrote about it in his journal. Said Hayes, the water gushes out copiously, runs on the surface a few rods, and runs back into the earth. The community is just outside of Beckley, and nearby is Flat Top Lake and the Glade Springs Resort. A famous native of Shady Spring is Basil Plumley, a decorated veteran of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, and he's best known for his service in the Battle of the Ai Drang Valley in Vietnam, which was documented in the movie We Are Soldiers, and Plumley was prominently portrayed in the movie by actor Sam Elliott. From Shady Spring come the Tigers to Go-Mart Ballpark.
Metro News.
Here with Coach Scott Rohrbaugh of Kaiser. And Coach, I wanted to ask about the process of getting a team ready to play for the first time in Charleston in a while. In one aspect, you want to bring your kids down here and enjoy the moment, but in the other aspect, you kind of want to just treat it like every other game. How do you kind of juxtapose making it a fun event for the kids, but also getting them ready to compete?
Well, we came down on Wednesday. We got here, we did a 2-hour practice over at Shawnee. Then, of course, we took them out to eat, Olive Garden, all that. Let them swim in the pool at the motel. The next day, got up, had breakfast, went and had another regular 2-hour practice, and then just kind of hung out. So as far as our practices, we did our normal thing every day, and then we took them out to eat. Well, we came watch the game last night and took them out to eat again. And then today we went a couple hours ago, hitting the batting cages, getting ready. Just kind of keeping our, as far as pregame and all that, what we normally do all year.
Well, 2 unique challenges, I think, for you guys today. First, your familiarity with playing on a turf surface, and secondly, 85 degrees probably around first pitch is probably going to be one of the hotter games. How do you tackle both of those?
As far as the turf, we've played a couple times. Well, we played at Martinsburg this year. They have a turf infield. And then anytime there's bad weather, we practice on our football field, which is turf. So they did that. One thing, I know last year, most of these guys, it's kind of
Scouting your opposition today, I think two things that stand out to me, at least in Shady, is they run the bases well, they steal a lot of bases, and play discipline, they walk a lot. In terms of trying to negate an aggressive running game, and obviously the answer to negating walks is throwing strikes, but what do you need to do to control them on the base paths today?
First thing, like you said, keep them off the base paths, throw strikes, fill the zone up with the strikes, and then we'll just the pitcher will have to, vary his moves to the plate and, keep them off balance, give our catcher a chance.
And we talked about Evan going for you guys tonight. It seems as though you've got 4 or 5 pitchers that you really trust on this squad. What's your philosophy going into this game? How long is the leash going to be on the starter?
It's hard to say. We always talk be a short leash. So, you just have to wait game time and see what the situation is.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you. An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Back at Gomart Ballpark, getting set for the last semifinal of the tournament of the 22-23 athletics season, and the final spot in championship Saturday tomorrow. Dave Wilson along with Luke Wiggs. Fred Persinger will be along shortly as Kaiser gets set to take on Shady Spring. Luke, this is a Kaiser Golden Tornado baseball team making its first appearance in the tournament since 1997, anchored by a rock-solid pitching staff, and Evan Jenkins getting the start today for Kaiser.
Yeah, that's right. I think you can make the argument that coming into this tournament, it's going to be hard to top what we saw from Mohama and Charleston Catholic yesterday, but this could be the premier pitching matchup in the semifinals. Cam Mans, of course, of Shady, and Evan Jenkins are both guys that fill up the zone, have sub-3 ERAs, and what I love about most of them is they keep the walks down. Now, Mans misses a little bit more bats. Jenkins likes to pitch to a little bit more contact, but I'm excited to see what both of the starting pitchers have to offer.
Evan Jenkins on the mound for Kaiser. Here's the lineup he will face from Shady Spring. Jacob Meadows will lead things off and play center field. Colton Tate bats second, plays second. Cameron Mans, the opposing pitcher, will bat third. Adam Richmond is at first, hitting cleanup. Cash McCall will bat fifth and play shortstop. Parker Brown in right field hits sixth. Brady Seabolt is at third base, batting seventh. Aiden Calvert is in left, batting 8th, and the catcher Tyler Reed is the number 9 batter for Shady Spring. Kaiser 20-6 on the season. Shady Spring 21-11. As I said, rolled through their postseason. Kaiser's defense, left to right in the outfield, Joshua Shoemaker, Bubba Bean, and Patrick Liller. Then you've got Lucas Williamson, Noah Broadwater, Seth Healy, Caden Youngblood, third to first around the infield. Logan Road Truck is the catcher, and Evan Jenkins will handle things on the mound for the Golden Tornado. Jacob Meadows to lead things off for Shady Spring, .433 hitter. 6 doubles on the season, the left-hander. We'll dig in this final semifinal matchup of the weekend. First pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway at 1 minute past the quarter of the hour. It's a fancy way of saying 8:16, Luke. The 0-1 pitch is hit foul, back out of play.
And a Shady team that's swiped 133 bases this season, Dave, and 67 of those coming from 3 of their first 4 hitters. Meadows with 23. We'll see Tate in a second with 21. The cleat-up hitter Richmond with 23. Base runner's going to be a premium in a well-pitched game, but Shady can make some noise when they get them on.
Nothing in 2 pitches, up and away. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to the junior, Jacob Meadows. One ball, 2 strikes. Jenkins working exclusively from the stretch, gets a breaking ball, swing and a miss. And the first batter retired on a strikeout here in the first.
Great hammer slider there. Started around the eyes, got to the belt. He's somebody that throws a 2-seamer, likes to jam hitters with that, and then goes to the off-speed there early. So starts with a healthy diet of fastballs, and it looks like that breaking ball is going to be the put-away pitch. You saw it there for his 58th strikeout of the season.
1 away, and Colton Tate is the batter, and he whiffs at the first pitch he sees. This Kaiser baseball team returned most of the roster from a year ago, and Coach Scott Rohrbaugh had a pretty good feeling back in March. This pitch popped up back of second base. Second baseman Healy going out, and it's going to be the center fielder Bean coming in to make the catch for out number 2.
Like a little bit of leadership there defensively. Saw some unsure plays on some fly balls yesterday. Center fielder wants to come in, his ball all the way, and makes the grab.
2 quick outs, and Cam Manns will be the batter. Cameron Manns already committed to play at Fairmont State. He did not hit last year. He focused exclusively on pitching, and he takes the first pitch inside. But this year, worked on the hitting in the offseason and has been in the lineup for Shady and has done a great job. .359 hitter, 28 runs driven in, takes a strike on the inside corner.
It leads the team in that category in RBIs, and I think if I waited that long to pick up a bat, I'd have a much different result.
He will play at Fairmont State next year. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball and chopped up the third baseline, and this will matriculate foul. Umpires for this ball game: Bob Wyford is behind home plate, Tony Veltri at first, Blake Mangold is at second, and Mitch Mayle is at third. He was supposed to be behind home plate for this one, but got pressed into service in the first game when the umpire behind home plate took a foul tip off the face. Manns chases a pitch up and in, and it's the second strikeout of the inning. Evan Jenkins sits Shady Spring down in order. Middle of the first, no score. Kaiser coming to bat. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. and Shady Spring will send Cameron Manns out to the mound. 2.38 ERA, 4-2 on the season. Here's the lineup he'll face. Noah Broadwater will lead things off and play shortstop. Seth Healy is at second, batting second. Caden Youngblood's at first, hitting third. Logan Rotruck is the cleanup hitter and behind the plate. Patrick Liller in right field bats fifth. Chase Davis hits sixth and is the designated hitter. Josh Shoemaker in left hits seventh. Evan Jenkins, the pitcher, bats eighth. And Bubba Bean is in center field, batting ninth. Shady Spring defense, Aiden Calvert is in left. Jacob Meadows in center. Parker Brown in right. Brody Seabolt, Landon McCall, Colton Tate, Adam Richmond third to first across the infield. And Tyler Reed is behind the plate, catching Cameron Manns, who is 4-2 on the year. 89 strikeouts, 23 walks, and a 2.38 earned run average.
Got a lot of movement on his fastball as well. It's not just enough that he and Jenkins throw incredibly hard. Still have that two-seam action that can be really tricky to pick up, especially for righties. And he likes to get a little bit more of those punch-outs with that heater and try to command the inside part of the plate. Struggled a little bit last year in the semis against Logan to do that, giving up 4 runs in 4 innings and looking to not let history repeat itself here.
Noah Broadwater to lead things off. He swings the first pitch and hits it through the infield on the left side and into left field for a leadoff base hit. Broadwater, a .488 hitter. Jumped on the first pitch he saw.
3 different batters at the top of this lineup hitting over 400 for Kaiser, so they're going to be asked to shoulder a lot of the offensive load. It's a dream start for the Golden Tornadoes. Then you've got good speed in play now.
Seth Healy, a senior, will be the batter. Healy's a .467 hitter. Big secondary lead for Broadwater off first as Manns misses with a pitch low and away. Healy has committed to play at Potomac State next year. Pretty good place to get your collegiate baseball career started. Throw over to first and a dive back by Broadwater.
Talk about some great baseball over there with Doug Little, the success that they've had going to some regionals and super regionals.
Healy mentioned .467 average, 27 runs driven in, 11 doubles this year. Broadwater takes his lead, shuffles off first. Manns delivers and misses off the outside corner again, 2-0.
Kaiser doesn't run as much as Shady does, but they're incredibly efficient when they do. And similar to a lot of the offense, a lot of that speed is populated at the top of the lineup.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch just off the outside corner again. Manns hitting his spots, but just a bit too far outside for the liking of Bob Wyford, the home plate umpire. So 3-0 on the batter, Seth Healy. Taken all the way, he takes a strike. Three balls and a strike to Seth Healy. Runner takes off from first, and it's a foul ball. Ricochets off the wall, hits the on-deck batter, Caden Youngblood, and bounces into the dugout.
That was a good pitch to run on for Broadwater. We'd seen Manns go to the slide step. That time he goes to the high leg kick. It's a shame it was spoiled, and, man, he heads up play in the on-deck circle there for Youngblood. Has going to have a little bit more of an adrenaline boost when he steps in the batter's box now.
A little fancy footwork. Here's the payoff pitch, and this is hammered in the left center field gap. This will be extra bases for Healy. Broadwater coming around second. He'll chug into third. The ball was cut off by Meadows, and Healy has to hold up for a hard, long single into the left center field gap.
Elevated pitch. I don't think that's where Manns won it. It was a nice piece of hitting by Healy, but a good job by Meadows in center field. Get around that baseball. You know, you don't want things to spiral. It gets on the turf. It starts to pick up some speed. It can get to the warning track, and then things get really interesting. But Manns, like we said, we expect this to be a pitcher's duel, but I don't expect the final score of this game to be 1-0. So you just kind of have to find a new grip on this game, pitch with a little bit more confidence. And you mentioned trying to hit those spots low in the zone. They weren't granted, and made that mistake pitch up in the zone and paid the price for it.
Back-to-back singles to begin the ball game for Kaiser, and Caden Youngblood is the batter with runners at the corners. And a breaking ball breaks off the plate. 1-0 to Youngblood. He's hitting .390. Has driven in 32 during the 23 campaign. Broadwater at third. Healy at first. Manns to the plate. Healy takes off for second. He'll take it uncontested as the pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. So a couple of ducks out on the pond for Caden Youngblood. Mans brings the 1-1 pitch, and he misses down and in.
He's struggling to locate that pitch a little early. He started off the number 2 and number 3 hitters with that off-speed delivery after allowing the leadoff single to Broadwater, and then there as well just struggled to put it in the zone.
The 2-1 fouled straight back into the netting. Youngblood right on that pitch, just missed it. Count is even now, 2-2, nobody out. And the bottom of the first, Kaiser with runners at second and third. The break-even pitch hit in the air to center field. Meadows will back up on it. This should be plenty deep to get Broadwater in from third. The catch made, throw will come in toward third base. Broadwater scores, and Kaiser takes the early 1-0 lead.
You love to see a player have a professional at-bat there, get the job done. And frankly, I think that was the best breaking ball we had seen from Mans. It got him an out, but unfortunately you pay the price for some other contact you gave up earlier in the inning and give up a run because of it.
He gets the out, and Logan Rotruck will be the batter. Rotruck batting .420. 25 runs driven in, 3 homers this season for the Kaiser catcher. And Mans misses outside a ball to Rotruck. This is a lineup for Kaiser that has 2 seniors. A freshman, Lucas Williamson, playing third. We'll tell you his story later. And a whole bunch of juniors. Pitch upstairs and a ball.
And it's a battle-tested team, like you mentioned, that series against Oak Glen. While they did kind of dominate in their wins, had to force that third game, losing in the second game 2-0.
2 balls and no strikes. Mans to the plate, and get me over fastball gets the job done. That trip over to New Manchester, talking to Scott Rohrball last week, he said, I don't know what it was, but there was just something about it. And it was a bit of an anomaly. And you could see the result in Game 3, how they took care of business, winning the region over Oak Glen. That pitch is down and away.
But you need a couple of wrinkles and a little bit of adversity, to bounce back from and give you confidence, and certainly a ton of confidence for the Golden Hurricanes. They've won 7 of their last 8 games.
3 balls and a strike. This pitch hacked on. It was up around the letters. Rotruck got around on it and punched it foul.
It sounds like they put the gun on Cameron Mans for a couple of these deliveries, and that fastball is sitting in the mid-80s.
They were talking about it last game. They wanted to turn the radar gun on, see what Mans brought to the mound. This pitch hit into center field, shallow center. Meadows' long run coming in. Tate going out. The second baseman will call for and make the out in front of the center fielder, Meadows. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning.
It is similar to delivery he just got the previous fly ball on. Breaking ball started up in the zone, had a lot of late break to it, and Rotruck couldn't square it up perfectly. And it's nice to see Mans kind of settling into his arsenal as the game goes on. And that official pitch velocity was 83 miles an hour, and I would expect as he grows in confidence, that number is going to climb just a little bit.
Patrick Liller comes to the plate with a runner at second. And he looks at the first pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1 to Liller.
We saw Blaine DeLauder pitching for Hedgesville today. His velocity starts around 80 miles an hour, but when he finishes around the 6th and 7th inning, he throws around 85, 86 as well.
Fastball off the plate, and the count is even at 1. Ball and a strike to Patrick Liller. Mans sets and delivers. Liller will hit this foul down the right field line. Over toward the suites that direction. Patrick Liller was pitching in Game 3 of the regional that day. He went the complete game, got the win, and sent the Golden Tornado to Charleston. 1-2. Outside. Mans misses with the fastball. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. And Mans has labored here in the first inning, 22 pitches so far. The break even. Got him swinging. Got him to chase an off-speed pitch off the plate. and Mans gets out of the inning. But Kaiser gets a run on 2 hits, leaves a runner stranded. We've played a complete inning. It's Kaiser 1, Shady Spring nothing. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ready? It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Top of the second inning, Adam Richmond, Cash McCall, Parker Brown scheduled to bat. The 4, 5, 6 hitters for Shady Spring, as Evan Jenkins struck out 2 and retired the side in the first inning. Check swing and appeal to third. And the third base umpire, Mitch Mayle, says Richmond able to hold his swing back. So a ball and no strikes. Adam Richmond, 338 hitter, 24 runs driven in, 5 doubles this season. And he takes inside, ball 2. 2-0 to Adam Richmond.
52 and a third innings thrown for Jenkins this season, now 53 and a third. He's only walked 12 batters. Tremendous control of the zone, although getting off to a little bit of a shaky start here in the second.
He's behind Richmond, 2-0. And Richmond going to hit this pitch in the air, and it will travel well foul. Well, maybe not as well foul as I thought. I thought that was going to head for the seats, but Shoemaker had an opportunity to make a play on that ball as he was running in toward the bullpen.
Yeah, pitch inside on the lefty. There's a ton of spin, and you could see the way that Shoemaker kind of reacted to that. He came in and saw it start to break back and reach back and couldn't make the catch. So, there was just a lot of wicked topspin, I think, on that baseball that made it a little bit difficult to track.
So Richmond still at the plate. 2 balls and a strike now. And he looks at the pitch high and away. That's a tough area. You know that mound is coming up. You got to watch for it. And like you said, some wicked spin had that ball changing direction.
You're running out of room. There's a wall. There's a bleacher over there as well.
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts full to Adam Richmond leading off the second inning. Kaiser up 1-0 on Shady Spring. The full count delivery from Jenkins is taken up and in, ball 4. And the broadcaster curse bragging on the few number of walks that Jenkins has given up. He walks the leadoff hitter to begin the second inning.
And it's going to be a concern now how they're going to control the run game. You heard Coach Scott Rohrbaugh say in the game, obviously the easy answer is don't let anybody get on base. Well, now somebody's gotten on base and he leads the team or is tied for the lead in stolen bases in Richmond. So what is this going to do to the body language of Jenkins? Go to the slide step. This is the first time we've seen him have to deal with a base runner, although he does work from the stretch quite often. What's he going to do to control the run game?
Yeah, Jenkins works exclusively from the stretch. You see guys, you used to never see that, but you see guys do that more and more. And it's about having that consistent delivery, that consistent release point. You don't have to change things up when you get runners on. So Jenkins has Richmond at first base, and he is well aware of the running game as he's thrown over a couple of times. Short hops his first baseman, Youngblood, who had to smother that baseball.
And consistency is something you see a lot at the plate. Batters don't choke up as much with 2 strikes. They want to have the same length of bat, and they usually now stay in the exact same place in the batter's box for the entire at-bat, too.
Batter squares, and McCall fouls it off. He got a pitch up and in. That's old school. That's how they used to teach it, Luke. Batter squares way back in the day. And I'm talking way back in the day. The old coaches would tell you, aim for the nose. They'll either get out of the way or they'll foul it off. Throw over to first.
Well, to your point, Road Truck was set up outside, so that's I don't want to imply he was going for the nasal region, but he put that one in on his hands and forced him to make a decision.
No balls and a strike. We'll see if McCall squares again. He's turning early, ready to lay down. Jenkins is to go to first. McCall goes diving in head first. He's out on the force play, but he gets the job done with a sacrifice bunt.
They put that in a great spot because you got a right-handed pitcher, picks the ball up, and he's got the base runner right in his view of first base. And Jenkins elected to lob it over the base runner instead of stepping backwards or stepping, into foul territory to get a better angle to throw. He went to the lob there instead. An interesting choice, but it got the out.
So Parker Brown will be the batter. 32 runs driven in. Trying to drive in Richmond from second and tie this game. He fouls the first pitch back 0-1.
And you can see the way Shady's playing, and you heard that from Jordan Meadows, their head coach, in the pregame. Another classic baseball analogy. You want to play to score a run every inning. Play the small ball game, bunt and steal and be aggressive and try to win game 7-0.
0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Parker Brown, 288 hitter. Already mentioned the 32 runs driven in. The 0-2. Just off the outside corner. Tough take for Brown. Parker Brown, a senior, but a first-year player for this Shady team. But will put the ball in play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jenkins to the plate. Brown hits it in the air, right field. Liller is coming on. Healy going out. It'll be Liller who calls for it. Makes a twisting catch in right field. And there are 2 away in the inning.
Sometimes a clear sky will do that to you. Just lose track of the ball, and as we've seen a couple of times now, a tremendous amount of spin coming off the bat of these Shady players from the deliveries they're getting from Jenkins. But it's a catch in the scorebook. No one's going to question how it was accomplished.
All right, Luke, you're going to have to explain to me. If you go to a coach and say, Coach, I just lost it. This guy was too clear. You're going to have to explain that one to me. Runner takes off for third. Coming up, firing Road Truck. He zings it into left field. Richmond will get up. He'll dive into the plate. We got a tie ball game. Richmond give him a stolen base at third. Throwing error on the catcher. And we're tied at 1 apiece.
That's what you call control chaos right there. Make something happen without putting a ball in play. And I don't know necessarily if Road Truck should have thrown that ball down the line because the base runner had really stolen that base off of the pitcher and was pretty much already to the base.
So 1-0 is the count on the batter, Brady Seabolt. And Seabolt takes outside. He's ahead 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. The pitch on the outside corner. You mentioned 133 stolen bases, now 134 for Shady Spring on the year as Richmond swipes third and then comes home on the throwing error. Pitch fouled away.
That's 4 a game. And that does so much psychologically to a team that you're playing against to know that not just that you're stealing, that there's always that threat of a steal. Infield's active. It messes with the pitcher's mindset as well. It's a massive factor.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, inning over. But Shady Spring gets on the board. Richmond's leadoff walk. He comes around to score. And in the middle of the second inning, it is Shady Spring 1, Kaiser 1. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball from Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We We are here for you.
The health plan is a proud partner with the West Virginia SSAC and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Greatness is built with chocolate milk, the official beverage of the WVSSAC. The American Dairy Association's Mideast reminds you low-fat chocolate milk has the right mix of fluids, carbs, and protein to rehydrate and refuel muscles. Is your team built with chocolate milk? For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Chase Davis to lead things off. Josh Shoemaker and Evan Jenkins will be the batters for the Golden Tornado here in the second. Davis, the DH, a .356 hitter, 13 runs driven in. Good speed. He'll play just about anywhere. DH, outfield, middle infield, takes the pitch outside a ball. He hits for third baseman Lucas Williamson. Now, Williamson is a freshman who played JV ball just about all season. As Davis takes another pitch, high ball two. And toward the end of the year, Scott Rohrbaugh said they needed to change some things up. Basically held a tryout for third base to move some guys around. That pitch in there for a strike. And Williamson won the job and says he wants his freshman just to focus on playing defense. Don't worry about trying to hit varsity pitching. 2-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball off the plate, waved at 2-2. So the freshman Williamson focuses on defense, plays third. And today Chase Davis is the DH. Here's the 2-2. And Davis punched out on the outside corner.
That's great fastball location. That was what Mans was searching for there in the first inning. But for Williamson, you love it. You win the audition, but here you go. You're in the semifinals against a team that's going to lay down bunts, that's going to force you to cover third, that's going to make you to be really active over there at the hot corner. So even though he's not going to get an at-bat today, most likely he's certainly going to be seeing a lot of action.
Shoemaker, the batter, swings at the first pitch, hits it the opposite way, line drive, and a diving catch by Tate at second base. Full extension, the second baseman Tate to make that slicing line drive catch for the second out of the inning.
And let's be honest, man, struggling a little bit in the first inning, but now to start the second, he gets an important punch out, and then his defense comes up with a big play for him. So building confidence, you get that great punch out, low fastball, and then your teammates there to have your back. That just builds confidence for a pitcher that throws so well when he has that confidence under his belt.
Jenkins takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and you're right, Mans has really settled in here in the second, and now Jenkins down 0-2.
And that last fastball he throws, and I love he gets right back into his windup. That looked like the hardest one he's thrown today.
The 0-2. Left it short, about 59 feet. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Evan Jenkins.
The pitching coach will tell you there's no such thing as a bad miss. It always sets up the next pitch.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Off the plate, 2-2. The break even got him swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cam Mans. 4 on the day, and it looks like he has settled in nicely. We played 2 complete at Gomar Ballpark. With your score, Shady Spring 1, Kaiser 1. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you. An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Need money for college? The West Virginia National Guard is the only branch of service in the state that offers up to 100% paid college tuition and many other educational benefits. Leadership development, job training, work experience, and affordable health, dental, and life insurance while providing extra income each month. Visit nationalguard.com.
Top of the third inning. Aiden Calvert, Tyler Reed, and back to the top of the order, Jacob Meadows for Shady Spring. Game tied 1 apiece. Shady Spring and Kaiser. Dave Wilson alongside Luke Wiggs. Fred Persinger somewhere in the building. Lost track of him, though.
He's on the loose.
You say it like we got to track him down. Calvert, the batter, 250 hitter, fouls the first pitch back into the mitt of catcher Logan Roetruck. No balls and a strike to Calvert. Pitch, waved at, 0-2.
This is the part of the lineup that can win you a championship. 7, 8, and 9, both hitting below 270 for Shady Spring, but can make amends with some quality at-bats. At the very least, driving up the pitch count. You just want to see players at this part in the game and this part of the lineup just having professional at-bats.
Jenkins with the 0-2. Popped up. This is back of home plate. The catcher, Roetruck, has a play on it. Roetruck falling backwards, snags it for the out. Well, he almost overran it. That is one of the most difficult plays to make. It's routine, but that ball has backspin. It's headed back toward the field of play. And Roetruck did a good job to navigate it and reach back and get the out.
The funniest thing about that play was how confident it was that it was off to the first base side of foul territory. Looked right up, realized, I got to shuffle about 15 feet to the right and still made the play.
Foul tip off the mask of Roetruck from his counterpart, Tyler Reed. Reed hitting 268. 18 runs driven in on the season. He's at bat with nobody on, 1 away. Top of the third inning, game tied at a run apiece. And the pitch from Jenkins, a breaking ball that nearly cracks Reed in the noggin.
The catcher hitting ninth usually seems to me that you want him to go up there and see a lot of pitches because he knows the strike zone just about better than anybody.
The 1-1 pitch up and in, 2-1. Jenkins waiting for Reed to get back in the box. Now Reed is ready to go. Jenkins brings the 2-1 pitch to the plate. Again misses inside, and the count is 3 balls and a strike.
Another thing that's remarkable about this Shady offense, hitting over 300 as a team, there are 9 different players that have driven in 19 runs. So it's spread out run production from top to bottom in the lineup.
Jenkins' 3-1 delivery is fouled back, and the count goes full as that foul ball lands on the roof. Full count to Tyler Reed. Jenkins with the payoff pitch, misses down and away. Ball 4, second walk issued by Jenkins. And that'll flip the order over back to Jacob Meadows, who struck out in the first. And we'll get a courtesy runner for the catcher. Jalen Bailey will be the courtesy runner, and he has a crazy story.
We have a courtesy runner at
he broke his face, Luke. He broke his face, and that is not an exaggeration. Early in the season, Bailey takes his lead off first. Ran into a fence trying to make a play, and, well, he broke his face. And I understand what that feels like from back in the day, but that has since healed, and he got released prior to the postseason. 6 weeks since the injury. And now he's been getting in games as a pinch runner, courtesy runner situation here. That pitch fouled back as Meadows squared the bunt.
Has only taken 1 at-bat since that injury, like you said, wore the face shield, so trying to contribute in other ways, and is certainly quite the athlete that wanted to return really quickly to duty and leave his mark on, the remainder of this season.
That can be It's a bit of a frustrating injury. If you break your arm, you break a finger, you break something, first of all, those bones move and they hurt. But your face doesn't move much, Luke.
Not a lot of give there.
Pitch inside a ball. But it's one you just have to wait, let it heal up. Bailey has done that and now able to get back in the lineup and contribute. He's at first, getting a lead with a 1-1 count on Meadows at the plate. Left-handed hitting Meadows, squares to bunt. He lays it down up the third base line. Williamson charging, but he's got no play anywhere. It's a bunt base hit for Jacob Meadows. And Shady Spring has 2 runners aboard here in the third.
And a sign of a team that plays a lot of small ball. They don't just lay down sack bunts, they try to bunt for hits. And you want to bunt away from the coverage there. That's exactly what Meadows did. The third baseman charging in had a long way to run. That ball hit the turf and just died and was perfectly executed. I wouldn't be shocked if Shady did it again.
1 out, runners at first and second for Colton Tate, who flew out to center field in his first at bat. Looks at a pitch upstairs, ball 1.
And for Jenkins, he had gone 3 starts, Dave, and that includes 2 complete games without issuing a walk, and has now walked 2 today.
The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss.
And I feel partly responsible.
It is all your fault, actually. Ball and a strike to Colton Tate, an energy guy for this Shady Spring team. Now they've got some characters on this Tiger baseball team. As Jenkins brings the 1-1 to the plate, that's on the outside corner for a strike.
I can't say I have either.
Really?
That may surprise you.
Shocked, buddy. Shocked. 1-2. This pitch hit in the air, left side. Catcher road truck giving chase, but he'll run out of space.
And, I remember playing high school baseball. We always wanted our biggest guys to get off the bus first. Mm-hmm. In Shady's case, I think you want the guy with 8 screws in his face and then the guy with wears the cowboy hat to come off the bus first.
Yep.
Kind of set the tempo.
I don't know if he brings the lasso to the ballpark with him.
He's always. I would assume he's always ready.
The 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball outside, 2-2.
That was a good put-away pitch from Jenkins there, which speaks to the composure of Tate at the plate. That's what ended the last inning for Mans trying to get a batter to chase. So is Jenkins going to come in on the hands here? Remember, a double play still in effect. Can he jam him with a fastball?
The break even on the way from Jenkins up high, and the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Colton Tate.
Everybody's going to be on edge here. 3-2 count, just 1 out, mind you, but still a situation where Shady could put the runners in motion.
1 out, full count. Payoff pitch from Jenkins. Fouled away. Fouled off, back behind the press box again, and the count, of course, going to hold at full, 3-2. Reed at second base. Or I beg your pardon, that is Bailey out at second, running for Reed, who walked to begin the inning. Meadows with a bunt single at first. Another payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase up and in, out of the zone. Big strikeout for Evan Jenkins, his third of the night. 2 away.
You could see the wheels turning there, road truck. That last pitch fastball missed its spot. That was fouled away. They were trying to go inside under the hands, like I said, and they miss up. And he swung at it, so they decided, let's go about 6 inches higher and see if he'll bite again, and he did.
Cam Mans will be the batter. He struck out at 2 in the first inning. Out there now with runners at first and second. He jumps at the first pitch, pops it foul. Road truck will give it a look, but this well into the seats and out of play. One ball game here in the top of the third inning. Mans trying to change that with 2 outs. Jenkins delivers. Breaking ball. Mans hammers it into left field. Shoemaker going to bounce in front of him. That's a base hit. That'll score the run from second. Meadows coming around, has to hold at second base. Bailey scores. RBI single for Cameron Mans. Gives Shady Spring a 2-1 lead.
Great piece of hitting and a little bit of an unorthodox swing by Mans there when he kind of dropped that back foot back. And you feel for Shoemaker out in left field. We just watched in the Winfield game a left fielder try to make a diving attempt on a sinking line drive. It got past into a wall for a triple. So in Shoemaker's case, you're thinking, do I come in and risk it? If I do and I fail, you're talking about more than one run on the scoreboard. I think he made the right decision. That would have been a really, really tough play to make in a cavernous ballpark like this.
Yeah, that's a good point, Luke. Sometimes you have to limit the damage and not create even more trouble for yourself. So Richmond will be the batter with 2 outs. Run across the plate, and still 2 runners out there at first and second. Pitch to Richmond misses away. Fastball off the plate. Richmond walked, stole a base, and scored on an error. An eventful second inning for the first baseman for Shady Spring. The left-handed hitter back in the box, awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Evan Jenkins. Here it is, and he hits it in the air to center field. Bean tracking over. Shoemaker moving over toward the gap, and it'll be the left fielder Shoemaker who will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But Shady Spring does the damage. An RBI single by Cameron Mans plates a run. 2 hits, 2 runners left. And in the 3rd inning, middle of the 3rd inning, it's Shady Spring 2, Kaiser 1. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows about West Virginia's history and is excited about its future. For more than a century, Farmers and Mechanics have provided reliable insurance protection to the people and communities across the state. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies are proud to partner with high school sports in its commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship.
2-1, Shady Spring leading Kaiser as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bubba Bean, the center fielder, will lead things off. Then back to the top of the order, and Noah Broadwater and Seth Healy. Cameron Mans in a rhythm, and he delivers a strike over the outside corner. Well, we were looking for Fred Persinger. We said he was somewhere in the ballpark. We've tracked him down. Fred, after this pitch, we'll find out where you are. The 0-1. Mans misses upstairs. Where are you, Fred? Okay, maybe we didn't find Fred after all.
We've lost contact.
All right, we'll try again in a moment. 1-1 pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. And Mans misses in the exact same spot almost. Now 3 balls and a strike to Bubba Bean, the center fielder. Hitting under 200 on the season. Mans misses, walked him on 5 pitches, and Bean, good at bat, gets on base and brings Noah Broadwater back to the plate.
That's a bottom of the lineup guy doing his job. You know, you say see a lot of pitches. He only had to see 5 to work that walk. He was patient and it paid off.
Broadwater singled and scored in the first. Bean, short lead over at first base. He's not going anywhere. And the pitch skips away from the catcher, Road Truck. And Bean will scamper down to second base on the wild pitch. It was outside, down in the dirt, Luke. Road Truck tried to, or I beg your pardon, Reed, the catcher, tried to backhand. There wasn't much he could do to try to snag that ball as it got all the way to the backstop.
That was in the middle part of the left-handed hitter batter's box. That was a tough play to make, especially when he was more so set up inside and just reached across to try to backhand it. Like you said, just not much he could do.
So 1-0 now to Broadwater with a runner at second, and Mans misses away again with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes.
And it takes the question as to whether or not you'd want to bunt the batter over here. In Broadwater's case, you don't have to. He advances into scoring position. Now a hitter's count for one of your better hitters.
Check swing, but he went around. 2-1. Nice night, clear skies. It's cooled off quite a bit. Temperatures cut up around 90 this afternoon. Back down into the 70s, and a nice evening for baseball. Pitch way outside, and Mans has lost the zone a little bit here in the third.
That's a dangerous 2-1 pitch to throw. You miss with the off speed, you don't get the strike, so now it's 3-1. And the common knowledge would say that you think he's going to a fastball here, and you got to be careful where you put it against Broadwater.
The 3-1 pitch fouled right back into the net. And the count is full to Noah Broadwater. Well, I know Fred Persinger sitting down there on that third base side, right behind the dugout. Can't hear him, but I know he's there. Full count pitch from Mans. Hit back up the middle. This will get through for a base hit. Coming around third is the runner. He will score without a throw, and we've got a tie ball game. RBI base hit for Noah Broadwater.
Talk about staying inside the baseball there. Returned it to sender. Nice piece of hitting, little C&I single to get between the 2 middle infielders, and no contest there for Meadows. Didn't have an opportunity even to make a throw, so a really good piece of hitting and tie this game right back up.
RBI single for Broadwater. He's 2 for 2. Tie ball game as Seth Healy will come to the plate. Healy had a base hit and a stolen base back in the first inning. Mans a token throw over to first. Broadwater dove back. Don't know if he needed to, but he did. Better safe than sorry. My coach always told me. Of course, I didn't run the bases all that often, but he did say, can't go wrong if you dive back to the bag. So runner at first. Nobody out. Mans another throw over. High throw. Brings Richmond off his feet to snag it.
I can't say I'd want to be playing short with you on first base trying to break up a double play. I would have steered clear.
Hey, I got 2 words for you. Courtesy runner. Trust me, I wouldn't have been coming very fast anyway. He takes off for second base on the pitch. It's chopped up the third baseline and ruled foul. So Mans' instincts were correct as Broadwater was moving on the pitch.
Stole that base back in the first inning that allowed him to come around to score. And as we see the aggressiveness early from Kaiser, they're willing to send a runner from second base and just about any ball hit into the outfield. So that's a really important line of demarcation for the Golden Tornadoes, putting runners on that second base bag and moving them into scoring position.
Broadwater takes his lead off first. Mans long pause, quick throw. And Broadwater dives back in safely. Healy at the plate, 1 for 1. Behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Broadwater takes off. The pitch glances off the mitt of the catcher, Reed. Broadwater keeps right on a running. He goes around second, dives into third, and he takes 2 bags in 1 pitch. He read it well, and he never stopped.
Well, credit to, I'm assuming that was Scott Rohrbaugh, the third base coach, who was the first to alert him that, hey, that was to the backstop and you had an opportunity to turn around second base. That's a gamble because of the way that balls ricochet off the brick behind home plate, but it pays off for Kaiser.
The pitch hit in the air, center field. Left center, Calvert is going to come on. Calvert going to make the catch. Broadwater will tag from third. He will score, and Kaiser back in front. Leads it 3-2.
And you have to say for Healy, it made his job a lot easier. You get that runner over to third base, and all he needed to do was elevate a pitch, which he did. The second sacrifice fly, to score a run for Kaiser are really, really capable of getting runners into scoring position, moving them over to the third, and just having productive outs to push runs across. In a game that we're expecting runs to be a premium, Kaiser's done a good job of manufacturing them.
That'll bring a mound visit out for Shady Spring. And I can see Fred down there. He's diligently working on something. I'd love to toss it to him, find out what he's been able to uncover here in the first couple of innings. Well, he's working diligently or he's dozed off. I'm not sure which it is, Luke. I mean, it has been a long day.
Oh, he doesn't have his headphones in. Now he does.
Mans delivers up and in, ball one to Caden Youngblood, who had a sac fly RBI in the first. All right, let's try this again after this pitch. Misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Fred Persinger, are you there? Breaker. Well, we're getting a whole lot of nothing on this end. We'll have to call tech support. Pitch on the outside corner, strike.
He must have said something, hurt his feelings.
Oh, I see what happened. I believe I see what happened. We'll work on that during the break. 2-1. Popped up. This is going to be foul, out of play, right behind us. Right on top of us. Cameraman ducking out of the way up there.
And the way he was sitting, if that's how he was sitting when that ball was hit, that's a precarious spot.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Caden Youngblood. And a swing and a miss. Got him to chase the breaking ball off the plate. Good pitch by Mans. And our 2 outs in the Kaiser third.
It's not often he's been able to put that breaking ball in the strike zone, but for those chase pitches, he doesn't need to. You know, a pitch like that, as filthy as it was rarely ever in the zone and just difficult to lay off of, and you can really see the stuff that has warranted Mans an opportunity to pitch in college.
Inning continues for Logan Roadtruck, the Kaiser catcher. Lays off a pitch outside for ball 1. Roadtruck popped out to second base in his first plate appearance. Breaking ball stays too high, and it's 2-0 to Roadtruck. The 2-0. Misses the outside corner. It's 3 balls and no strikes to Logan Roadtruck. The 3-0 pitch. Roadtruck taken all the way, 3-1. The 3-1 from Cameron Mans fouled right back off the bricks. 3-2. Go back, the big difference in this inning. The Noah Broadwater stolen base and advancing to third on the wild pitch, all in one pitch, able to get into scoring position. That allowed for the sac fly to put Kaiser ahead. Ball 4 outside, and that'll extend the inning for Patrick Lillard.
Similar delivery, that off speed in the chase zone. That one a little bit higher. Roadtruck able to lay off and watch from the dugout in the on-deck circle as it had happened to a couple of his teammates, and they weren't going to get fooled again.
Lillard will stand in 0 for 1. One of the 5 strikeout victims of Cameron Mans here in the first 3 innings. First pitch, up and away, a ball. Kaiser with a run in the first, 2 here in the third. Shady Spring with runs in the second and third. The 1-0 pitch, way out of the zone, up and away, and that pulled Reed up out of the crouch to pull it in. 2-0 on Lillard. 351 hitter, 9 runs driven in. The catcher, Roadtruck at first, not much of a threat to run, and Mans pours a fastball across the plate. 2-1.
And just important to not let things spiral. You give up that run in the first inning, you settle down, and then Mans had the 1-2-3 second. Same here in the third, just working around a little bit of trouble.
2-1 pitch is outside. It gets away from Reed. And advancing to second is Road Truck on another wild pitch.
And you notice on these wild pitches, I mean, he's missing his spots badly. Reed set up inside, they go outside. That's why with a ton of velocity on that fastball, it's hard for Reed to keep him in front. That has allowed it to go to the backstop.
Liller with an opportunity now. Runner in scoring position. 3-1 count, misses high, ball 4. Third walk of the inning, third walk of the day by Mans. Chase Davis, who struck out looking in the second, will come to the plate with runners at first and second. 2 runs across the plate already in the inning for Kaiser. And a fastball over the outside edge. Mans gets ahead in the count, no balls and a strike on Chase Davis, the designated hitter. The 0-1. Foul tipped, 0-2. Mans trying to pitch out of the jam here in the third and limit the damage as Kaiser has plated 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Mans delivers, got him to chase. 6th strikeout of the day for Cameron Mans, but Kaiser does the damage. 2 runs on a hit, 2 runners left on base. Through 3 completes, it is Kaiser 3, Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball from Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Field Turf is the trusted choice for athletic fields in West Virginia, and Field Turf is a proud sponsor of the WVSSAC.
Top of the 4th inning we go. Cash McCall, Parker Brown, Brady Seabolt due up for Shady Spring. I think we've got our technical difficulties sorted out. I hope. Let's try this again. Fred Persinger down the third baseline. Are you home, Fred?
Are you telling me that all of this time it was your error and not mine?
Well, it wasn't my error.
It was
Luke Wiggs.
We could point fingers all day.
Well, let's be honest. What I was going to say was a lot more apropos about 3 innings ago. But I was watching. You know, we talk a lot, guys, about how important this game is and how much the kids enjoy it. But I've been watching the head coach for the Shady Spring Tigers in his third base coaching box. There's not a kid on any team that's enjoying his job more than Jordan Meadows. I mean, he is a cheerleader. He is giving it everything he has. He's had his hat on sideways. It has been amazing to watch the young man. And then you look at him, and he's in his 20s, so it's probably not been that long ago when Jordan Meadows was playing the game of baseball. But if you want to see a head coach that enjoys his job more than anything in the world, watch Jordan Meadows for about 1 inning, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You know, Fred, you mentioned that he graduated from Shady Spring 2014, so you're right, not that long ago. He'll turn 27 later this month in his 3rd season with Shady Spring. 4th overall, but, you know, there was 2020, and we don't like to talk about 2020. But you're right, Fred, was an assistant in 2019 and on that team that reached the state tournament. He took over in 2020 as head coach. Of course, there was no 2020 season, and will turn the ripe old age of 27 later this month. And the pitch is just off the plate to Cash McCall. And that runs the count full, 3-2. McCall laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning.
And of course, is the older brother of his leadoff hitter, Jacob Meadows, one of 3 Meadows. So I'm sure those are interesting car rides home to games.
Full count pitch ripped into left field, but right at the left fielder Shoemaker, who makes the catch for the out. Now you're right. That could be an interesting. It's tough enough, I would think, having an older brother.
Yeah.
But having an older brother who is your coach. For Jacob Meadows, that's
well to say.
Do you think mom and dad have to settle issues?
That's the thing. You go to Jacob and say, "Hey, I'm pinch hitting for you in the 6th," and his response is, "I'm telling mom."
This pitch hit hard right at the second baseman. A diving attempt by Healy. He knocks it down, but this will trickle out into shallow right. It's a 1-out hit for Parker Brown. What an effort by Healy. Diving to try to snare that line drive, but it was scooting, and it scooted on into shallow right for a base hit.
Keep an eye on the next couple of at-bats now from Shady Spring players. That's a couple of barrels in a row they've gotten off of Jenkins. Hard hit contact. Once was an out, and that time it just trickled through for a hit, but maybe second time through the lineup they're starting to size up the starter a little better.
Breaking ball rolls in for a strike to Brody Seabolt. Seabolt today is 0 for 1, struck out to in the second inning. Throw over, Brown dives back into first base. Brody Seabolt, a sophomore. His older brother was the starting third baseman a year ago for Shady Spring. The 0-1 pitch, a bit low. One ball and one strike with Parker Brown at first base, 1 out. And Brown will draw another throw from the pitcher, Evan Jenkins. Top of the 4th inning, Kaiser leading Shady Spring 3-2. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on an outside fastball, and it's 1-2 to Brody Seabolt.
Another pitch that had a nice amount of movement on it from Jenkins. Again, good velocity, good location, with just a little bit of bite. Makes it just about unhittable.
Throw over to first, low, and a nice dig by Youngblood, keeping that ball in front of him, and the runner Parker at first base. One ball and 2 strikes. Brown taking off for second, but the pitch spoiled away. And he'll have to make the 89-foot trot back to first base. Good count to run on at 1-2. 1 out. Jenkins pauses and pitches. And this pitch is hit hard into left center field. It's down for a base hit. Big turnaround second. Brown heading for a third. Throw will be cut off. And Shady Spring will have him at the corners with 1 away in the top of the 4th inning.
Bottom of the lineup coming through again for the Tigers. It was their number 9 hitter that scored the first run of the game, Reed, that got on, and the pinch runner Bailey that came in to score. And now they've put runners at the corners with their 8-hitter Calvert coming up. It's a good situation to not only see the bottom of your lineup drive up pitch counts, but to produce some runs, get some guys in scoring position, and threaten in a semifinal game.
So Aiden Calvert will be the batter. He popped out to the catcher, Roatruck, in the 3rd inning. You got a lot of options here if you're Coach Meadows. With 1 out, runners at the corners. This is where you can get creative and have a little bit of fun.
Well, and every team has a first and third play defensively. You know, throw it back to the pitcher, fake the throw.
And Jenkins pours a strike over the outside corner. Seabolt at first, Brown at third. Calvert at the plate with 1 away. Seabolt, short lead off first. He stays put. And now they're going to try to get him in a rundown. Seabolt is just going to trot down to second base. Seabolt broke late, kind of paused about halfway down the line, but never drew a throw from Roatruck and literally just walked into second base. Now they're at second and third with 1 away. The 1-1. Nice breaking ball, 1-2.
Takes away the double play, forces the infield to come in. and it makes Calvert's job a little bit easier. You've got 2 runners in scoring position just trying to hit the ball to the right side.
The 1-2, another breaking ball, and it's chopped foul at the plate, but that had Calvert bailing out of the box. He was lucky to catch a piece of it.
Yeah, those were some acrobatics there just to get a piece to stay alive, live to see another pitch, and just make contact.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Tying and go-ahead runs out there on base. The pitch got him swinging. Another breaking ball, but this time moves it off the plates. Calvert, no way he was going to hit it even if he had a boat oar. And there are 2 away in the inning. A nice-looking pitch from Evan Jenkins.
And that's what he needed there. You know, with 1 out in the inning, makes things a little bit easier now with 2 outs. Dealing with those 2 runners in scoring position, the 5th of the game for Jenkins. Couldn't have come at a better time. He got the 9-hitter up, and again, Reed produced the 2nd run of the game for Shady.
Reed's at the plate. He walked and scored in his first plate appearance. Takes high, ball 1. Jenkins really like to get this out in the inning, not have to face the top of the order here with runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch, outside corner. Jenkins' pitch count creeping up there, 70 pitches now here at the top of the 4th inning. The 1-1. Breaking ball hit off the end of the bat by Reed, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You look at Jenkins, Broadwater, Liller, and Bennett. Those 4 pitchers alone have combined to throw 140 of the 166 runs this year for Kaiser. So they've got arms that they trust, but not that many.
The 1-2. Hit back up the middle. The second baseman, Healy, will gobble it up and will fire to first for the 3rd out of the inning. Shady Spring threatens. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left stranded in scoring position. And in the middle of the 4th inning, it's Kaiser 3, Shady Spring 2. You're listening to high school championship baseball from Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan is a proud partner with the West Virginia SSAC and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, Kaiser coming to bat. Fans here at Gomart Ballpark. In between innings, treated to PA announcer Alan McVeigh's very own Harry Carey impression, treating the fans to his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Don't know if a record deal is in his future.
Got about 90% of the words right.
Well, he's doing better than Harry Carey did. Cameron Mann's back out to work the 4th inning for Shady Spring. And Luke, it's kind of been a Jekyll and Hyde appearance so far. When Mann's has been on, he's been unhittable, but when he's lost the zone, he's really lost it.
Yeah, he really has. Had to work around a little bit of trouble there in the first, allowed the run, had a dominant 2nd inning in the same, struggled with the command there in the 3rd, issued 3 free passes, allowed 2 more runs to score. He's his own enemy for much of this game. It's all about locating that fastball, trying to paint the outside corner, and getting the breaking ball as that chase pitch. So let's see if the even number innings are just a little bit better for Mance.
Josh Shoemaker to lead things off. So you're going with even and odds theory there. Pitch is a breaking ball, misses, ball 1.
A little eerily similar, though. Went 4 innings against Logan and gave up 4 runs. Was removed last year in the semifinals.
The 1-0 in there. Ball and a strike to Shoemaker. Shoemaker was robbed of a hit on a diving catch by Tate at second base. The 1-1. Mans paints the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Shoemaker.
And that's that delivery right there. If he gets that outside corner with the fastball, he's just about unbeatable.
The 1-2. Fouled straight back. Count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Missed high. And the count evens up at 2-2. Evan Jenkins on deck. Bubba Bean to follow here in the home half of the 4th inning. Ball hit to the right side. Tate shuffles to his left, couple of steps, and throws on to first for a quick out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Quick out being the key. Obviously, you've got some pitchers behind the starters that you trust, but you'd like to see Mans go in as deep into this game as possible, not just, potentially for tomorrow's sake, but to take a little bit of pressure off of the back of the bullpen.
Pitcher Evan Jenkins will stand in. He struck out in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 on the day. He takes a hack at the first pitch, and it goes foul over the first base dugout and over the suites to that direction.
And you look for trends. I don't know this is an obvious one, but Mans is a much better pitcher when he gets ahead and counts.
The 0-1. Breaking ball stays up in the zone. Ball and a strike to Jenkins. Jenkins takes a hack at the 1-1 pitch and hits this foul over toward the concourse. A ball and 2 strikes. Mans out of the windup. Reed sets the target. Mans delivers, and the breaking ball is called strike 3. Rolled right into the strike zone. 6th, 7th strikeout of the day for Cameron Mans. 2 away here in the 4th inning.
I like how he's evolved the breaking ball. First, his success was only coming throwing that in the chase zone. Now he's starting to throw it up in the zone a little bit. Full hitters, he's got the elevated fastball. You sneak that breaking ball right by a couple of hitters. They think it's going to miss high. Instead, it bends back into the zone, and he gets that called 3rd strike.
Swing and a miss by Bubba Bean, who walked and scored back in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Can't catch up to the high cheese. 0-2. This ought to be a no-brainer if you're Reed behind the plate. Drop number 1. Bean has been behind 2 fastballs, and he looks at a really good pitch that is called ball 1.
Another really good miss. Trying to locate it low. A lot of velocity behind it. Very, very good miss.
The 1-2. Up high, and now it's 2-2.
Another very, very good miss, but you can't have too many more of those.
Here's the break even. And that pitch down and away, and now suddenly the count's full. Bean was down in the count. 0-2, behind on 2 fastballs, and now he's looked at 3 straight out of the zone.
Not a lot of this to his own volition. He walked on 5 pitches in his last at-bat, too. It's just going up there and hanging out.
Full count pitch, ball 4. Mans got ahead, 0-2, and he loses the number 9 hitter 4 straight pitches after that. Second walk of the day to Bubba Bean.
Bean thinking this baseball thing is easy. Doesn't have to swing the bat much, and came around to score the last time he was at the plate.
This rolls the lineup over to Noah Broadwater, who is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Mans delivers a breaking ball that breaks around Broadwater's head, and it's 1-0. Kaiser threatening with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mans outside. It gets away from the catcher. Reed rolls all the way to the backstop And Bean is going to move up to second base just as he did in the third inning. Wild pitch on a delivery that was well outside of the zone. Now runners in scoring position here for Broadwater, who has 2 hits. The 2-0. Hit hard to the left side. McCall gobbles it up. He'll throw across to first to Richmond and complete the third out of the inning. So no harm, no foul on the 2-out walk. No runs, no hits. Runner left at second base. 4 innings in the books. It's Kaiser 3, Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to groceries, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. Par-Mar stores have 200 locations throughout the region to serve you. Par-Mar stores is the official store of high school sports in West Virginia.
Top of the 5th inning, Kaiser has a 3-2 lead on Shady Spring, and it's the top of the order. Meadows, Tate, and Mans due up for the Tigers. First pitch, swinging and fouled away. Meadows today, 1 for 2, had the bunt single in the third and was left stranded out at second base. Jenkins, his pitch count starting to creep up a little bit. 73 pitches as the breaking ball bends around the outside edge for a called ball 1.
I think the biggest difference between the two is I haven't seen much of a change in Jenkins's composure for much of his appearance. He's worked around a lot of trouble.
Been very steady. That pitch misses, another breaking ball down, 2-1.
I like to see pitchers with good body language. You know, we talked about an uncharacteristic amount of walks from him, but when he gets behind in counts like he is right now, he doesn't seem too bothered and then tries to battle back into him.
The 2-1 delivery from Jenkins gets a swing and a miss, 2-2. The break even on the way to Meadows. And a pitch over the plate, but down in the zone. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
A little bit of activity in the bullpen now for Shady, too. I think I'd be shocked if I didn't see Mans go out there to at least start the next inning, but you always want to have somebody ready, waiting in the wings.
Full count pitch, fouled away. Well, Mans is at 86 pitches on the night. And all things considered, Luke, I mean, he's given up 3 runs on 3 hits.
Yeah.
That is not a bad line.
When you're a team that hits over 300, you know, a 3 or a 1-run deficit or being able to score 4 runs isn't that much of a challenge.
Payoff pitch lined into center field. Meadows there for it. And there is 1 out here in the 5th inning. Kaiser hits 350 as a team. Shady Spring 308 team batting average. So both these teams can certainly get the bats going. 1 away in the inning for Colton Tate. Tate is 0 for 2, has struck out and flied out to center field. Nice breaking ball in there for a called strike 1 to Tate. I guess the counterpoint on the other side of that is if you're Cameron Mans, you're holding a team that's hitting 350 for an average on the year to 3 hits so far. That's still effective. Breaking ball just missed, 1-1.
Now, at this point in the game, you can't say that either starting pitcher didn't give their team a chance to win this game. I think that's what's important in single elimination baseball.
The 1-1. Foul tip, strike 2. Not sure if that caught more of Road Truck or the home plate umpire, Bob Wyford. Road Truck was going to give him that courtesy visit out to the mound. He said, nope, I'm good, the umpire. Come on back, we're all right. Maybe Road Truck wanted the courtesy visit. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Colton Tate. Jenkins kicks and delivers, and the breaking ball is down in the dirt. It's a good spot for that on 1-2.
And it gives you your whole tool belt now to come back on this 2-2 pitch. Inside with the fastball, you go to an off speed other than the breaking ball, or you could throw it in the same location.
The 2-2 popped up on the infield. Broadwater, the shortstop, calling for it, and he dropped it. It hit him in the glove, and he dropped it. Broadwater had called for it behind the mound. Nobody around him. He just dropped it.
You have to wonder if he was wondering how much the mound was going to be a factor there. Jenkins immediately vacated one of the infielders to make that play. Maybe he thought he was coming up on the mound and wanted to know where his feet were at, but that's just a tough play.
So Mann's at the plate. He slices one down the right field line, and this will hit foul in the right field bullpen.
It's a unique swing for Mann's. I mentioned it on the last hit, and you had mentioned not taking a lot of at-bats before this season. That back foot, they always say, squash the bug and turn it into the ground. His kind of jumps back an inch or two. It's like a reverse load. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but what he does with his back leg is a little funky. And it's interesting, gives him a little bit of power and pop in the bat, and I'm not going to question the results he's gotten at the plate this year.
Throw over to first, and a lob to the bag. Chases Colton Tate back. Shady Spring trying to take advantage of a Kaiser mistake here in the 5th inning. 0-1 to Mans, and he swings and misses at the fastball. Mans down on the count, 0-2. Jenkins ready, pitches, and it's spoiled foul.
One thing that's been a bit of a surprise, I think, for me in this start by Jenkins is, if I'm correct, he's only gotten 1 ground ball out. A lot of the outs he's been recorded. Also, obviously, he has the 5 punch outs, but it's been a lot of line shots, pop-ups as well. With his arsenal, I maybe would have expected a couple of more ground balls, and he would love one in this situation.
0-2. The pitch from Jenkins, again spoiled, fouled down the right field line. In the top of the 5th inning, Kaiser leading Shady Spring 3-2. 1 out runner at first, Colton Tate, who reached on an infield pop-up that was dropped by the shortstop Broadwater. Now Mann's been battling in there with no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Jenkins, a breaking ball, flipped into shallow center. That'll land for a base hit. Nice at bat for Mans. He gets down 0-2 and just flipped the bat out to get a piece of the breaking ball and was able to deposit it into shallow center for a base hit. And here's Shady Spring now after the mistake with runners at first and second, and the dangerous Adam Richmond at the plate.
You love it, an era of launch angles and exit velos, to see a number 3 hitter still be willing just to kind of float the bat head out there and deposit it into center field, I should say. I'll save the old man rant. That was Kyle Woods in the first game of this session, so I'll leave that one be.
Richmond takes the pitch outside for a ball.
But it's a nice piece of hitting, and it nets a result, now putting the go-ahead run on base.
Richmond reached on a walk in the second. He'd eventually come around to score. Jenkins turns back towards second. Nobody covering, but still trying to keep Tate close to the bag. Big hole to the left side of the infield here With the left-hander Richmond at the plate, and he looks at a strike right over the heart of the dish. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Kaiser up a run. Shady spring at the plate. Richmond, a 1-1 count. And a breaking ball misses inside. And it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Jenkins ready. Long pause. Now pitches, and it's fisted into right field. That's a base hit. Tate had to hold up for a second. He's coming around third. Here comes the throw. It beats him there, and Tate is dead at the plate. He had to hold up for a moment as that ball was poked into shallow right after it was fisted. And that hesitation cost him. Coming up firing, Liller from right field cuts down the run at the plate.
Liller using the turf to its advantage there on one hop, and Road Truck did exactly what he needed to do. He caught it, reached around to his left, and you want to have two hands on the glove there to make sure the ball doesn't pop out. It was just a textbook play there to keep it where it's at for Kaiser.
Mann's advanced to third on the throw, so they're at the corners with 2 away, and Cash McCall is the batter. McCall is 0 for 2, had a sac bunt in the second. Line to left in his second plate appearance. Now the runner, they're just going to give him second base. Richmond had just shuffled off of first with his secondary lead and just kept shuffling right down to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position here for McCall. Two and 0, McCall with a hitter's count right here. The pitch from Jenkins is a fastball right down the pipe. I know it's 2-0, but there's one spot you're going to be looking. That's the spot I would have been looking for. 2-1 to McCall. Jenkins, breaking ball, hitting. Breaking ball up and in, hits McCall to load the bases here for Parker Brown, who singled in the 4th inning, and that looks like it's going to draw a visit to the mound from head coach Scott Rohrbaugh.
Completely changed the complexion of this inning. You got the first batter out in Meadows, but then you had the drop ball by the shortstop that allowed Tate to reach, and then you've given up a single, another base hit with the runner then cut down at the plate and then hit a batter. Now, the inning arguably should have been over by now. You had that miscue in the field, and thankfully it's all come without a run on the scoreboard, but bases loaded and 2 outs. I'm assuming it looks like they are going to stick with Jenkins here, but an opportunity to calm him down and say, you know, not a lot of this is your fault, but it's still your responsibility to get the final out in this inning and keep these runners where they're at, because you've got some rabbits out there on the base path for Shady Springs that can really do some damage if a ball is put in play here.
Jenkins is at 97 pitches here in the top of the 5th inning. And this may be a conversation of, do you got any gas left in the tank? Coach Scott Rohrbaugh satisfied with what he hears, the infield. All giving their pitcher a little bit of encouragement, and they'll retreat back to their positions. Road Truck back behind the plate. And it'll be Jenkins' obligation to deal with Parker Brown. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Brown is 1 for 2. Jenkins kicks, fires, fastball outside corner.
And Kaiser's in a tough spot now, too, because their other top pitchers in Broadwater and Liller are both in the field right now, so it would be difficult to warm them up and put them in the game.
No balls and a strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. Jenkins way ahead, 0-2. Jenkins trying to get out of the jam, knows what he wants. Road Truck sets up away. The pitch misses high. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You could see in the body language of Road Truck, he wanted that ball anywhere but the middle of the zone. He stood up for just a second and wanted that pitch high. That's where he got it. It's a good idea, but now you go to something different here on 1 and 2.
Look for the breaking ball. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays up and in, and the count is even at 2-2. Counts even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases juiced. And time granted at the plate to the batter, Parker Brown. Brown, the righty, back in the box. Another break-even pitch. Here it comes. Up high, ball 3, and no place to put him. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases juiced. Runner's going to get a head start here. Jenkins delivers. Strike 3 swinging. Full count, bases loaded, and Evan Jenkins comes through with a big strikeout to end the 5th inning. No runs, 2 hits, and the bases left loaded. And in the middle of the 5th, our score remains Kaiser 3, Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
It's good to have options when choosing healthcare coverage for yourself, for your family, and for your employees, and you've got options with the Health Plan. Known for exceptional service and support with a nationwide network of physicians, flexible coverage options you can count on, and competitive rates you'll appreciate. The Health Plan. Plan on it. Learn more at healthplan.org.
Dave Wilson alongside Luke Wiggs and Fred Persinger. We did lose Kyle Wiggs. I have no idea where he went. It's been a great 2 days of baseball. Looking forward to 3 championship games tomorrow. Will it be Kaiser? Will it be Shady Spring? Well, Kaiser's got the 1-run advantage as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Seth Healy will be the batter. Caden Youngblood and Logan Roadtruck. Mans at 86 pitches. Back out for his 5th inning of work. The starting pitcher for Shady Spring. First pitch swinging is chopped to the third baseman, Seabolt. He'll fire it across over to Richmond at first. 1 pitch, 1 away in the 5th inning.
Prompting some activity in the Kaiser bullpen because, of course, their starter Jenkins is up to 103 pitches. So both of these starters coming to the end of the line and want to reiterate the job they've done keeping their respective teams in this game. Still just a 1-run affair late into the contest, and I think that they've both done an excellent job.
I'd echo that sentiment. You can only give up 3 runs on a handful of hits, a couple of runs on a few hits as well. That pitch is high, a ball to Caden Youngblood, who was driven in a run back in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd. And Youngblood looks at a breaking ball on the outside corner. Mans has given up 3 runs, scattered 6 hits tonight. I beg your pardon, that is Jenkins, who has given up 2 runs on 6 hits. Pitches up high for a ball. 2-1. If I'm correct, Mans has given up, yes, just 3 hits tonight. 3 runs on 3 hits. And he has stranded 4 runners. Another breaking ball. That is unhittable on the outside corner.
The issue for Mans being the 4 walks he's issued tonight, having just allowed 23 free passes on 53 innings coming into this start.
Those walks and wild pitches. This pitch popped up right side, foul territory. Richmond has a play on it and makes the catch in front of the camera well next to the first base dugout, 2 away.
That's not easy to do, especially when you're not used to playing in a ballpark like this. Every field's different. Some people have, that chain link fence over on that side. Sometimes it's just, open wilderness. In this situation, you've got that low railing, and he's able to read it well and make the play.
Right in front of the camera over there on the first base side. And this has been a very efficient inning, exactly what Coach Meadows was hoping for out of his starter, Cam Mans. And Mans delivers outside a ball to Logan Roadtruck.
And it gives your hitters, quick innings like this are important for pitchers. It's important for your offense as well. Keep guys in that offensive mindset. Go out in the field just for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Try to get back quickly and get the bats going.
Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Roadtruck, who was 0 for 1 officially today. He walked in the third. The 1-1 outside. 2 balls and a strike. Roadtruck taking some pitches here after Mans was able to quickly retire the first 2 batters. He takes upstairs, ball 3. Nobody on, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. And the 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4. Another walk issued by Cameron Mans. And that keeps the inning alive for Patrick Liller.
Breaks a streak. He had retired 3 batters in a row, and again by his own volition, similar to the 4th inning. Got 2 very quick outs and then issued that 2-out walk. It ended up not mattering that much back in the 4th, but it's another batter, which means more pitches that need to be thrown.
5 walks now. And the ball starting the at-bat to Patrick Liller. Liller has struck out and walked tonight. Mans delivers, fastball in there. Evens the count at a ball and a strike, and Mans is at 99 pitches. 110 is the limit. You can start a batter at 109. Runner takes off from first base. Pitch taken high, a ball. The throw is going to go into center field. Roadtruck will hop up. He'll scamper to third. The center fielder Meadows has trouble fielding it. Here comes Roadtruck. He's coming around third. Here comes the throw. Roadtruck dives for the plate, and he's in there safe. Roadtruck goes first to home in 1 play. And Kaiser leads it 4-2.
Really funny sequence there. Roadtruck gets up, goes to third base. And what's interesting is it looks like we might have a player shaken up. The third base coach and Coach Rohrbaugh was beckoning the runner to go around to home, waving the arms. Roadtruck got confused. He thought he was telling him to slide. So he went down to a knee to slide, then popped back up. And I thought that was going to do him in, getting to home plate. But he turned the afterburners on one more time and was able to score. Like you said, controlled chaos, giving Shady Spring a taste of their own medicine and giving yourself some insurance here in the 5th.
Definitely a throwing error on the catcher. You've got to charge at least 1 error to the center fielder, as he booted that ball trying to field the overthrow. End result, Logan Roadtruck scored on 1 pitch, went first to home. And it's a 4-2 ball game. Another ball to Patrick Liller, and he's ahead in the count 3-1. Taken all the way. Count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Liller. And all that happened with 2 outs in the inning. The payoff pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Back up the middle into center field. Liller will turn around first. A 2-out hit for Patrick Liller. And the inning extends for Chase Davis.
Another good job. Another nice piece of hitting. Ahead in the count, you see one that you like, you send it back up the middle. You start to see Mans a little frustrated here with how the last couple of sequences of events have gone against him. This is about to be his 104th pitch. It's put him in a tough situation.
Davis got to feel like he's due with 2 strikeouts today, and that pitch is a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Man's at the belt, comes set, delivers, and a big rip by Davis, but comes up empty. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery. Runner takes off. Ball taken high. And no throw as Lillard dives into second base. One ball and 2 strikes to Chase Davis. The pitch. Down in the dirt. It skips away momentarily. Nice stop by the catcher Reed. Counts even now at 2-2. We're pitch 107 coming up for Cam Manns. Reed sets the target, and the 2-2. Fisted foul.
All of a sudden, Shady just kind of holding on for dear life. Don't want things to get worse. As you mentioned, this damage happening with 2 outs in the inning, and now Manns up against his pitch limit.
Two on pitch 109, and it hit him. Breaking ball, clipped Davis. Didn't hit him hard, probably just nicked the uniform. But that's enough. Davis goes to first. And this will be the final batter for Josh Shoemaker, for Cameron Manns, one way or the other, as Josh Shoemaker will come to the plate. This will be pitch 110 for Cameron Manns here facing Josh Shoemaker. So either way, going to be his final batter. Shoemaker's 0 for 2, was robbed of a hit earlier, and he takes a pitch high, ball 1. Logan Road Truck got a 2-out walk and will come around to score on a throwing error and a booted ball in center field, all happening on the same play. That pitch is in there for a strike.
It'd be a big difference between being able to leave with the final out of the 5th inning than having this extend one more batter.
1 ball and 1 strike to Shoemaker. The pause, the pitch. This is hit back up the middle, skips off the mound, fielded by McCall, the shortstop. He'll throw to first in time, and that will conclude the bottom of the 5th inning. But Kaiser adds to its lead, 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 5 complete innings, it's Kaiser 4 and Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Well, some concern for Kaiser as the pitcher, Evan Jenkins, went out to warm up. He went down in a heap after his first warm-up pitch. Thought for a moment he may have rolled an ankle, but I think he cramped up. The way they're stretching out his calf, I think he just cramped up, Luke. He kind of did a crow hop, delivered to the plate, and then went down in a heap. And yeah, it looks like that right calf cramped up on him. It's been hot today. A little bit humid. It's June, for heaven's sakes, in West Virginia. But Evan Jenkins needs some pickle juice. Is that still a thing?
I avoided it at all costs, to be honest with you, but I remember some people still doing that. I mean, it's an odd sequence. Take another look at it. I mean, he landed fine, and then it just kind of seized up on him, and he went to the ground and is now getting attended to. It's tough for a pitcher. I mean, each leg has a different significance when you're throwing, but to plant forward on that right leg and then deliver, those pitches, you want that plant leg to really be in a good spot, because it's the difference between being able to locate pitches up in the zone or down as well. And while it did seize up, it seemed like he took a little bit of a twist on the way down.
I'll tell you, in that part of the mound that has been replaced where it gets worn out, you can see on the replay, first his foot slides a little bit, but his right foot comes down kind of in that seam.
And it catches, yeah.
And there's definitely his ankle definitely did roll, but they're stretching him out like he's cramped.
And there's a little bit of a wobble there, too. So he catches that toe, like you said, and then kind of teeters back and forth and then falls back into it. And it's, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the first delivery he'd thrown. So, I mean, does he get up and go through the rest of the warm-up sequence and then you see if you get an okay? Kaiser had been warming up a reliever, so they're prepared for this situation, but it's a little bit of an odd sequence, and a decision needs to be made soon, because the body language of Jenkins right now is not somebody that's ready to jump right back out on the mound and start delivering pitches again.
He's at 103 pitches right now. And we'll see what Coach Scott Rohrbaugh wants to do. The trainers from Marshall out attending to him. They brought him some Gatorade. Yeah, it looks like a cramp, but it also looks like that foot just kind of got caught in that seam, which seems to be protruding.
And frankly, the way that landed, and not to mention the humidity, could have just been both. You get
That's all the above.
Yeah, exactly.
One causes the other, maybe.
Exactly. But it appears like he wants to stay in the game, and why wouldn't you when you're throwing this well and you want to leave the game on your own terms and not be a freak incident. But, now we have the opportunity with the broadcast back to see what he looks like through these next couple of warm-up pitches and see if he's back to 100% or if that leg is going to be an issue for him.
Trainer out there watching. And it is the front foot. That's your plant foot. As Jenkins will go through some warm-up tosses here.
And that hadn't been a factor for him throughout the start, because you watch where he sets up on the mound, he favors the first base side of the rubber.
Sure.
So that lip you're talking about wasn't an issue, but he didn't set up on the rubber. He went to that crow hop for the first pitch, and that's what exposed him there to a little bit of an issue. It's always a tough decision when you turf a field. Do you stay with a dirt mound, or do you make it a transportable mound, or do you put a permanent one in? And, obviously it needs to be replaced like the front of this mound has been, and it can cause issues, especially for pitchers that aren't used to throwing on it.
So now the umpire talking to head coach Scott Rohrbaugh. Jenkins still out on the mound. Got a 4-2 ball game when we resume here in the top of the 6th inning. Kaiser up 2 runs. And the bottom of the Shady Spring order due up in Seabolt, Calvert, and Reed. Well, Coach Rohrbaugh seems satisfied. Trainer's satisfied. Did have an arm warming up down in the bullpen.
If I'm Shady, I'm wondering again if he's not putting his full weight on that plant leg, if we're going to see some elevated pitches early. So, Jordan Meadows telling his batters, look for that high fastball, something across the letters. If Jenkins unable to fully go through his motion and extend that ball down, if you might get some hittable pitches, and not to mention the fatigue that's on that right arm with this delivery to be his 104th.
I mean, that is. So Seabolt will start things off. He's 1 for 2. Has singled and struck out today. Jenkins, looks pretty good there. Delivers a strike over the outside corner with his 104th pitch of the game. So we'll find out how long he can go here. Shady Spring, I was going to say, might take a couple of pitches, and Seabolt takes a rip at that one, hits it foul. That shin's still bothering him. Well, once you cramp, I mean, it's never ending from that point on. They just never go away. 0-2. Breaking ball tapped up the third base side. Williamson scoops, and the freshman fires to first for the first out of the inning.
Talked about winning that audition at the hot corner, and that's why.
Yeah, earlier in the ball game, told you about that as we see again on our monitor. The pitcher, Jenkins, getting stretched out. Williamson at third base, played JV all year. And Coach Rohrbaum wanted to switch some things up. Started working guys out at third. Williamson won the job, and he's been the defensive specialist there. So pinch hitter coming to the plate. Carter Pack will bat, and he rips at the first pitch, hits it foul down the right field line. Pack batting for Aiden Calvert in the number 8 hole. A 1 pitch up and in to Pack. And pitch 109 coming up next for Evan Jenkins. The 1-1, swing and a miss. This is going to be the final batter here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jenkins trying to sit down Pack. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Got him. Strike 3. That's 110, and that's going to be all for Evan Jenkins, who has been masterful tonight with 7 strikeouts.
It's the kind of performance you dream about, having in a state semifinal stadium like this, and an opportunity for an ovation. A little bit of concern there with the ankle, but he responds back by getting 2 outs. Job not done for Kaiser, but for the time being, done for Jenkins.
Jenkins gets a hug from his catcher, Row Truck. And now the rest of the infield going to come in and congratulate him on a job well done. He will leave 4 runs, scatters 6 hits, and most importantly, he left 7 runners stranded tonight, and he'll get a standing ovation from the Kaiser faithful who have made the long trip from Grant County down here to the state capitol. So Kaiser will turn to Noah Broadwater. They'll bring him in from shortstop. And they will turn to one of their top pitchers to try to finish the job here with a 4-2 lead in the top of the 6th inning.
That's an interesting decision from Kaiser because he's a good candidate to start in tomorrow's game. 2.39 ERA for him, and this is his 14th appearance. Has had some significant success on the mound, struck out 57 hitters through 44 innings. So, you know, you want to make sure you slam the door here. I believe you can stay
29 pitches.
29. So if you stay under 30, you could throw again tomorrow, but still a decent amount of baseball left to be played.
Well, this is the top of the 6th with 2 outs. So, and I would imagine, Luke, if Noah Broadwater were to happen to get around that 29 pitches in an inning in a third, that would spell trouble for Kaiser one way or the other. So,
and when we watched that Hedgesville game today, I got to talk with Coach Eric Grove. Their projected starter for tomorrow in Jackson Ruest came in and got the last out of that game against University, and he said that I kind of like that Jackson kind of got accustomed to the mound a day early. So you don't want to look too far ahead. Again, there's still 4 outs to get, pitching with a 2-run lead, but you're absolutely right. If you stay under that 29 pitch mark, you've got an opportunity for a Kaiser team and Broadwater, who hasn't been here before, to get accustomed to the dimensions and on the mound and throw a couple of pitches.
I must apologize to the good people in Kaiser as I had my West Virginia geography deceived me. Mineral County. I knew that. Mineral County, not Grant County. Pitch outside a ball. And thank you, by the way, to Morgantown football coach Sean Beiser for pointing that out.
More than familiar with that area.
Yeah, he knows Kaiser pretty well. So Broadwater is pitching. Seth Healy goes to shortstop. Chase Davis, the designated hitter, is at second. And Evan Jenkins goes to third base. Got all that if you're scoring at home? And Lucas Williamson has come out because the designated hitter is into the ball game. So it's 1-2, most importantly here on Tyler Reed at the plate. Did we mention Sean Beiser used to coach at Kaiser? We probably should mention that since we brought him up. Strike three on the outside corner. Broadwater gets the job done in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Kaiser 4, Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
A relief pitcher, Colton Tate, the second baseman, will come in to pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Cameron Manns reached his pitch limit, getting out of the 5th inning. So changes defensively here for the Tigers, and we'll try to sort through those as best we can, because I know Luke Wiggs is all over it. So I can tell you Cam Manns is at shortstop now.
Yeah, we got ourselves a little bit of a rotation. Don't hold me to this. I will double check it. I believe McCall has gone to second, Tate has gone into pitch, and Manns has gone out to short. So the triangle has just rotated there. A little Phil Jackson for you.
So McCall moves to second, and Tate going to take over on the mound for Shady Spring. Kaiser has a 4-2 lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning here. And Tate taking over on the mound. 5-2 record this season. It's his 12th appearance, a 4.45 earned run average. 8-9-1 hitters scheduled to bat.
New pitcher for Shady Spring, number 15, Colton Tate.
And the pitcher spot due up. It'll be Lucas Williamson coming to bat as he replaces Jenkins in the lineup after Davis entered. There were a lot of changes with that pitching matchup. Or I beg your pardon, that's Luca Davey going to be the pinch hitter here. All right, so the pitch misses, down and away, a ball. So just forget everything I said up till that point. Luca Davey, the pinch hitter for Evan Jenkins.
And then somebody new is going to have to go out and play third, I believe. Or they could leave it open. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Pitch misses, 2-0 to Luca Davey. Two-0 pitch, outside corner, called strike from the new pitcher for Shady Spring, Colton Tate. The pitch, nice breaking ball, drops into the zone.
A little bit more vertical break than we saw from Manns. Had a little bit more slide on it, but Tate dropped that one right in there.
The 2-2, another breaking ball. Davey hits it on the button, but right at the shortstop, Cameron Manns, for the first out of the 6th. Bubba Bean will be the batter. Bean has been trouble for Shady Spring tonight. He has walked twice and scored once. He's hitting under the Mendoza line, but he's been on base in both his plate appearances. Kaiser has a righty up, loosening in the bullpen just in case. And Bean takes a strike.
See a little bit of personality bleeding through for these players when they take those photographs for the scoreboard for Bean. It looks like he's getting his driver's license. There's not a lot of emotion there. He's locked in.
The 0-1 breaking ball misses high and away. Ball and a strike to Bean. Bean's had a good eye tonight. He's taken some close pitches and earned his way on base a couple of times tonight. The 1-1 leaves it high. Two balls and one strike. The pitch stays away, and Bean ahead in the count again, 3-1. The 3-1 delivery. He takes a rip at it, comes up empty, full count, 3-2.
It's funny, it's one of the rare occurrences that he's swung the bat. He's gotten on base twice, hadn't needed to, bring the lumber through the zone, but did it there.
Full count pitch, 3-2. Ball 4. Bean walks for the third time tonight. Give him a lot of credit. Working the count and working his way on base with one out. Turns the lineup over to Noah Broadwater.
He's been rock solid in center field as well. It's a pretty solid shift. Number 9 hitter, like you said, under the Mendoza line, but you wouldn't know it the way that Shady at times has struggled to find the zone against him.
Now they're going to get a runner here for Bean at first base. I believe it's going to be Caleb Ellifritz coming in. It will be, so Ellifritz will be the pinch runner for Bean here in the 6th.
Now pinch running for Kaiser on first base, number 23, Caleb Ellifritz.
Broadwater at the plate. He is 2 for 3. Couple of singles and a couple of runs scored today. Breaking ball in there for a called strike to Noah Broadwater. Shady Spring will have the top of the order up in the top of the 7th inning. Tate trying to keep it a 2-run deficit. Ellifritz takes his lead. He'll draw a throw, and he's back in safely with a head-first slide. The winner takes on top-seeded Winfield tomorrow afternoon. Double-A will be the finale tomorrow here at Gomart Ballpark. Runner takes off. 0-1 pitch is high a ball. Ellifritz tripped and fell down. He has to retreat back to first base. Dives back into the bag, and disaster avoided for Kaiser.
It hasn't taken a very long time for the new turf surface to get haunted here at Gomart Ballpark. I mean, the turf monster has made an appearance on more than one occasion in this game alone.
Ellifritz got his feet tied up there and able to get back to first base. Got a little chuckle out of his first base coach. Count is a ball and a strike to the batter Broadwater. Now a quick throw, and Ellifritz dives back in. That is Rick Rowe-Truck out at first base for Kaiser. He could chuckle because his runner wasn't out. The 1-1 pitch. Upstairs in a check swing. Broadwater able to hold the bat head back. 2 balls and a strike. Bottom of the 6th inning. Kaiser leading Shady Spring 4-2. Pause. And the pitch by Tate. Ellifritz takes off. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The throw down. One hop into second base. Not going to be in time. As Ellifritz dives in head first. Give him a stolen base. And a runner out there in scoring position with one away.
Have to wonder if that 5th run for Kaiser, the 3-run lead, could be a decisive one and give them the insurance they need going into the top of the 7th. It's not going to be an easy task because you're going to face the top of the Shady lineup, but a very, very, very important run for Kaiser to put this game beyond doubt, or for Shady Spring to keep off the scoreboard try to make their job a little bit easier in the 7th.
Counts even at 2-2. The pitch to Broadwater, hits it to the opposite field. This is going to get over the right fielder's head, going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around and scoring is Elifritz. Broadwater hustling around second. He's headed to third. He's got an RBI triple in the 6th inning, and Kaiser takes a 5-2 lead.
A stand-up triple at that. Swatted it into right field, all the way to the wall. He knew you could see out of the batter's box he had intentions of getting to third base. Stand-up triple and the insurance that Kaiser was looking for.
Noah Broadwater's had himself a night. 3 for 4, 2 singles, a triple, RBI, 2 RBI, 2 runs scored. Go ahead and pencil him in for all tournament. And he may well get the save tonight, too. That pitch hit hard, and that's an RBI base hit by Seth Healy. Broadwater scores, and it is a 6-2 Kaiser lead.
I like seeing Kaiser jump on the first pitch. We saw Broadwater do that to start this game and came around to score. You go to the batter's box picking out what you're looking for, jump on it right away.
Still just 1 out in the inning, and Caden Youngblood will be the batter. Youngblood has an RBI, sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning.
I'm going to guess, Dave, that might have been a record-breaking baseball because it went to the first base coach and he's tossed it into the dugout. So, potentially some accolades there for Healy.
Well, we'll get Fred Persinger on it. I lost. Is he still here?
He just waved at you in disdain.
Tate delivers, runner takes off, and the pitch is popped up out back of first base. Brown is coming on. He can't get there. It drops in safely, but the runner can only advance 90 feet because he had to wait to see if somebody was going to catch the baseball. So Healy moves up to second. Youngblood is at first base, and Kaiser has strung together 3 hits in a row.
Brown's had a tough inning out there in right field. You'd think that Kaiser against a softer throwing reliever is pulling the ball a little bit more, and Brown has kind of shifted to play that way. But the triple and that kind of bloop single as well is hit instead to the opposite field, and he's had to come a long way for both and struggled to make the play.
So Logan Roachruck will be the batter. Runners at first and second now. And that pitch a ball down in the dirt. Kaiser's got an opportunity to just blow this game wide open here in the late innings. Now leads it by 4, 6-2. And time called at the plate by Logan Roachruck. He's been on base twice today. Walked a couple of times. He scored in the 5th inning. He went first to home. Stole second. Throwing error by the catcher. And an error by the center fielder allowed Roachruck to come all the way around to score. He hits it off the end of the bat to the shortstop. Mans will scoop, fire to first, gets the out there. Runners move up 90 feet with 2 outs in the inning.
Tough play there. Mans going to the glove. Thought he might barehand it in that situation, but with the spin of it coming a little bit off the mound, just elected to make the play and fire that seed over to first base.
Patrick Liller will be the batter. Liller, 1 for 2. Singled and stole a base in the 5th inning. Big opportunity here to blow it open with runners at second and third. And Liller, takes the pitch in there for a strike. Breaking ball rolled right over the outside edge. The 0-1, another breaking ball, tapped out in front of the plate. This is going to be a tough play. Picked up by Tate. He's got nowhere to go. Run scores from third. An infield RBI hit for Patrick Liller. And it's 7-2, Golden Tornado.
I feel for Tate there. He made a really smart play. He went into field it, realized he didn't have a play to make it first, and then bluffed a throw, and it completely fooled the base runner, Youngblood, coming around third. It's just nobody was there at the base to cover and get him out. It was a right decision by Tate, but just nobody in that position to get the final out of the inning, and it's a very, very elusive final out of the inning here in the 6th.
Chase Davis will be the batter. And Davis calls for time, and it is granted by home plate umpire Bob Wyford. Davis has struck out twice and walked. Runners at the corners here with 2 outs. Runner takes off from first base and not even going to throw down. Didn't even bluff a throw down. They just gave the runner second base, so 2 runners in scoring position here as Kaiser has taken a 5-run lead on a 3-run 6th inning here. And the pitch is outside, ball 2. Davis, the 8th batter of the inning. Tate, with runners at second and third, goes back to the windup. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner, 2-1 to Chase Davis. The 2-1. Breaking ball up and in, and the count is 3 balls and a strike to Chase Davis. Josh Shoemaker waiting on deck. He would be the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. The 3-1 delivery. Hit off the fist toward the second baseman. McCall up with it. Will fire to first for the final out of the inning. But Kaiser gets some insurance in the 6th inning. 3 runs on 4 hits. 2 runners left on base. We go to the 7th. Kaiser 7. Shady Spring 2. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
We go to the 7th inning. Noah Broadwater came on in relief of starter Evan Jenkins for Kaiser, who reached the pitch limit with 2 outs in the 6th. Broadwater got the strikeout to end the inning, and now he looks to put it away. And the first pitch is outside to Jacob Meadows. Well, Fred Persinger doing some investigating in that Kaiser dugout. Fred, what did you find out over there?
Anything to please you, Dave. Anything. That just happened to be the youngster's 100th career hit, and they wanted to save the ball for him.
Wow, good for him.
I walked all the way around for that. I want you to know that. I was comfortable over there, you know?
Well, you probably need to be on that side of the field anyway.
I can walk across the field from over there. No big deal. No, it's just like we've seen it a couple of times, guys. It's changed late in the late innings.
Kaiser with a 5-run lead, and Meadows grounds out to the pitcher Broadwater, out number 1 here in the 7th. So Seth Healy collecting his 100th career hit, and that's an RBI single in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll go up on the mantle. Might be able to add a state championship baseball to that, too, tomorrow. Unless Shady Spring is able to mount a huge rally here in the 7th. But the way Noah Broadwater is delivering as he puts that pitch over the outside corner, that is a tall, tall task. Colton Tate is the batter. Been on base 1 time today, reached on an error in the 5th. The 1-1. And Broadwater misses inside. 2 balls and a strike to Colton Tate.
Broadwater's come in and has been all business. We mentioned trying to keep that pitch count under 29 to be available for tomorrow.
Pitch fouled away, and it's 2-2. Kaiser's got about 4 arms that really have done the bulk of the work this year, but certainly Broadwater is at the top of the list. Conference Player of the Year. Swing and a miss. Pitch down in the dirt. Road truck comes up, tags out Tate. There are 2 away in the 7th.
And to that effect, Jenkins and Broadwater had thrown 96 of the 140 innings. You got Liller, who's thrown 22, Bennett, that's thrown 22, Healy's thrown 17, then Road Truck and Jones are both under 6 innings. So, like you mentioned, not that many arms, but some very capable arms for the Golden Tornadoes.
Mans takes the pitch on the outside corner. Mans is 2 for 3. Couple of singles and an RBI. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Kaiser, last at the state tournament in 1997, but the last win at the state tournament came in 1969. The 0-2 pitch just off the plate. That was a 6-1 victory over East Bank that captured the last baseball title for Kaiser. Swing and a chopper up the third base side goes foul.
And Broadwater slipped off the mound that time. I was a little worried to see a little deja vu there, but he gets right back up to his feet.
1-2. Broadwater trying to close the deal. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Kaiser is on to the championship game. The Golden Tornado defeats Shady Springs 7-2 here at Gomart Ballpark. Kaiser will take on Winfield tomorrow afternoon for the Class AA title. Kaiser 7, Shady Spring 2. We're back to Gomart Ballpark in a moment. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
The Kaiser Golden Tornado on to the championship game to face Winfield. Fred Persinger standing by with victorious head coach Scott Rohrbaugh.
Thank you, Dave. Scott, you get to this point of the season, I've always felt you got to have a horse you can saddle up and ride. Talk to me about Evan Jenkins tonight.
He's one of two. The guy come in as the other horse we have. And plus we got about 2 or 3 guys almost just about as good to come in as well. So that's been our key. We've had a deep bullpen, and then our bats have been very good this year, and that's what's helped us to be successful.
The other guy, Noah Broadwater, and you talk about sometimes that's an even tougher job because Evan got into a kind of a groove and and then you come in, you only got a couple innings, and you got to prove it and save the thing. Thought Noah did a great job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. He come in, wasn't flustered. Of course, it helped. He'd been out there all day at shortstop. So, like I said, our bullpen has been really good this year. Evan, Noah, Patrick Liller, Seth Healy, even the catcher Logan Roadtruck's thrown some for us. So, that's been one of the positives for us this year.
Seth Healy got his 100th career hit in the game, so I know he's
close.
thrilled about that.
Oh yeah, I knew he was close. So he's going to be good. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I don't know when the last time we had a Kaiser player get 100. It's been several years if it happened.
Well, it's celebration time tonight in Monroe County, but big game tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not done. It's not over. This is just part of the third step process.
Give me your thoughts on tomorrow. I know you got a lot to get ready for, but just give me your thoughts.
It's just going to be like today. You're going to be playing a very good quality team, and we're going to have to come out and have good pitching, hit the ball, and play good defense. And then it's still going to be a toss-up because they're a very good team.
Scott, congratulations. Great game. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. Guys, back to you.
Scott Rohrbaugh, the victorious head coach, as the Kaiser Golden Tornado moves on to the championship game for the first time since 1969. Once again, your final score, Kaiser 7, Shady Spring 2. Back for more from Gomart Ballpark in a moment. You're listening to High School Championship Baseball on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill.
Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.